In my previous video, I explained the 4 parameters that we use when evaluating healing green nephrite jade. They are color, texture, translucence, and chatoyance. In this video, I'm going to show you some examples of healing green nephrite jade that display these parameters in varying degrees so that you can see what they look like in real life. At the Gemstone Therapy Institute, we use a grading system that designates quality in increasing increments from 1A to 6A for the most rare and special gems. Now, when I was in grade school, way back when, we had a grading system of A through F, where A was excellent and C was average and F was failure. Now, I mention this because some people wonder whether 3A means average. Well, actually, no. Our standards are so high that our 3A is more like an A-. Our 4A is a solid A, and our 5A could be compared to an A+ in the grade school system. I also want to let you know that for all other gemstones besides jade, we evaluate and also give a grade to color, clarity, candescence, and cut. But as you know, jade is unique. Its parameters are different. They're color, texture, chatoyance, and translucence. So in order not to confuse anyone who is familiar with our 4-part grading system that we use for all the other gems, we've decided to assign each jade piece with just one overall grade. So that being said, we don't offer jade with any parameter that would be graded less than a 3A, and we don't offer jade without at least some translucence. But if a particular piece has a nicer color, then we'll give it an overall grade of 4A. If the color is 3A, but it has a 4A translucence, then we'll give it a 4A grade. If 2 parameters are particularly special or one is outstanding, we'll give it a 5A grade. And if 3 or more of these parameters are outstanding, including color, then we'll give it a 6A grade. So all this might make much better sense when I show you some examples. Before I do, one more thing I have to say is that grading jade is extremely difficult because there are so many variations within the parameters. It's actually quite subjective, but we do our best. Okay, let's take a look at some jade. Okay, here are 3 10mm jade necklaces, and of course we always string with prehnite because the prehnite has a very important role in jade's therapeutic benefits. You can see the colors are different. We would consider this a 3A color, 4A, and here we would consider this 6A. It's just very, very rare to have jade of that dark color. The richness of the one up here is just so special. All right, so I moved the lamp so you can see the translucence of these gems, and as I turn the beads, you can also see the chatoyance. So this is the nicest one. This is definitely a 6A piece. The texture, the consistency is beautiful. The color is deep, it's rich, it's vibrant, it's bright, really nice translucence, and really nice chatoyance. Okay, comparing that one with what we would consider 4A. You can tell it's lighter. The chatoyance looks a little stronger actually. There's more of that contrast. But the texture of this is not as even. There is variation in the color, and that works against that particular necklace. And I feel like I need extra pair of hands here. This one here has a 3A color, but its texture is beautiful. It is so even, so consistent. The chatoyance is relatively minor. It's there. It doesn't stand out so much, but the texture is really gorgeous. and lovely translucence. All right, so I'm going to use my flashlight here to show you the translucency of this particular one. And this necklace also has beautiful texture. Very even, very homogeneous. Really nice translucence as well. This is the one with what we considered 4A color. As you can see, there is variation in translucency. So the texture of this particular necklace isn't as good. Another reason that we would consider this overall grade to be a 3A for as far as texture is concerned. And to compare that with this one, this is definitely a 6A color, but there are some swirls in the color, but the texture, the consistency of the translucence is extraordinary. So I would still consider this a 6A because it has extraordinary color, it has extraordinary even translucence, and the quality of that translucence is just really good. Chatoyance, definitely chatoyance in these beads as well. So I have the two necklaces here, both 10 millimeter. One had a lighter color and one had the darker color, and they both have very even translucence, and they both have about the same quality of chatoyance. So I'd like to give you the opportunity to tune in to the energies of these particular jades. I'm going to start with the lighter one first and see if you can tell how the energies of these two qualities can differ. So to tune in, you just have to sit back and just receive the energy of the gemstone as it fills the space of our virtual session space. Just take a moment to tune in and see what comes to you. Notice what it feels like in your body and on your skin and in the space around you. And now, the darker one. Except for color, just about everything else about these two necklaces is the same. Even the length. This one's 18 inches, the other one actually a little longer, 20.5 inches. Just notice how the richness of color changes the way the energies move and feel in your field. To help you find words, what a darker color is going to be doing is reaching farther, penetrating deeper into the aura around you, so that it can move more completely. Okay. And now I want to show you what an outstanding chatoyance looks like. The beads are 12 millimeters in diameter. The necklace is 19 inches long. Look at this chatoyance. It's incredible. outstanding. As I move the beads, do you see how it flashes? All the beads are like this. Entire necklace. They are nicely translucent. The translucence is even. The coloration is not exactly even, and the coloration is not the chatoyance. When you hold this up to the light, and the flashlight just doesn't do it justice, when you hold it up to light, you'll see that there is some inconsistencies in the translucence. But what makes this necklace stand out is the chatoyance. It seems like there's more chatoyance than base color. I would not grade this color based on the chatoyance. To find the base color, you've got to look outside of the chatoyance. So that color right there, that's the base color. And that is more like this color here. Not the same, but it compares more to the 4A color than the 3A color of this necklace, although this necklace might seem to be almost an average of the overall coloration in the chatoyant one, but you can't compare that. You have to look at the base color, what is behind the chatoyance, and that's going to give you the true color, which is darker than this. So that's why I would consider this particular color to be more of a 4A, and it's considerably lighter than the 6A. So what I'd like to do is compare the jade that has the base color of this one, but not the chatoyance, although this does have pretty nice chatoyance. It's not just amazing like this one. So tune into this necklace here. The energies, just let them come to you, surround you. Notice how your energy field is responding. And then, very similar base color, but just absolutely outstanding chatoyance. And notice what that feels like. Now I'd like to give you the opportunity to experience jade of just about similar color, not exactly, but just about, with the main variable being the size. These are the different necklaces I'm going to have you experience. We have 6mm, 8mm, 10mm, and 16mm, which is by far the largest jade we have ever had, and has been quite a joy to work with. Okay, so I'm going to put all of them aside, except for the 6mm. We'll start with that. Okay. Again, sit back and receive. It's not about reaching forward or searching. It's going to be right here and right now in our virtual session space, which may span time and location. Okay, 6mm jade. Because 6mm is a smaller size. The smaller beads tend to be more translucent just because they are smaller. There's less area for the light to pass through. Okay, take note of that. And here comes the 8mm. Take note of any shifts, however subtle they might be. Look for movement. Look for an increased sense of centeredness, because as the centripetal force flows and swirls around you, it's like an inward spiral, and that can help you feel more centered as well. It can also help you feel more peaceful and content when you realize you've got all that you need. Okay, gratitude to that one. Just slowly bring in the 10mm. You may notice the energy building, perhaps. Or you may finally start feeling anything at all, because it is easier to sense the gemstone energies in general from larger stones. So this is the 10mm. Take note of what's going on, what you're noticing in your field, in your body, against your skin. And I'm going to slowly bring in the 16mm. I'm guessing there is going to be probably one of two reactions. It could be that you didn't feel anything and then all of a sudden now you're feeling something. If you were feeling the jade energy and now all of a sudden you don't, it could be because this much mass is just over the top for you. It's just too much. And that could be. But there will be others for whom the large size just fits like a glove. It's exactly what they need. And they weren't feeling anything before, and then finally, oh, this is what jade feels like. So just notice, just sense, watch, listen, tune in, and whatever that looks like for you. And if you were feeling the jade before and now suddenly are not, what you might want to try is expanding your scope, you might say, expanding your awareness perhaps by moving to a higher altitude, putting your awareness on a greater expanse of your aura. Because it may be just that the jade is working at such a big level that you just can't feel it or sense it. But from a higher enough altitude, it becomes more apparent. Okay, so let's give gratitude to the jade for helping us get a greater understanding of how our own energy field works, how it moves, how it supports us. Gratitude for all the experiences it let us have. And I also want to thank you for taking the time to enjoy the jade with me today. And my name is Isabel Morton. I am the founder of the Gemstone Therapy Institute. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone that you love. And in the meantime, best wishes on your journey to greater health. Bye for now.